Joining me now is Helen Fishburn, the CEO of the CMHA Waterloo-Wellington. Thanks so much for joining me, Helen. And we're getting ready for Mental Health Week. This year's theme is #GetReal, talking about name it, don't numb it. So what does that really mean for people?
So this year's theme is really all about getting in touch with actually how you're doing. Mental health is not about just having the good days, where we're all happy and everything's wonderful in our life. It's really about expressing and embracing the continuum, days where we're feeling great and feeling resilient and we're on top of things, and days where we're not feeling great and we're struggling and we're not in a good spot, and how to find the supports needed to make sure that you're not feeling alone in those days. So really that's mental health. It's that continuum, knowing that good days and bad days are going to be part of our journey every single day for people, and how we get through those days and embrace and celebrate that.
What is it that you're seeing out there that makes this such an important conversation to be having right now?
We have seen a really dramatic change in baseline to people with mental health and addiction issues. Prior to the pandemic, we used to talk about 1 in 5 Canadians having a diagnosable mental health or addiction issue, and really supporting those folks through their challenges. Now, because of the pandemic, we're really seeing it's more like 4 in 5 Canadians. And that doesn't mean that 4 in 5 Canadians have a diagnosable mental health condition. It just means that there has been a significant level of disruption and distress to people's lives, again, more so than we've ever experienced. So people just are really struggling with that.
What are some of the signs people should be looking out for if they're not doing a good job of sort of getting in touch with those emotions and they're not really getting real with themselves?
Great question. So what we know about mental health is if we don't tend to it, and likely this is no different than any physical health issue, right? But if you don't tend to it, it shows up in other places that you don't want it to show up. So I will tell you just a really quick example. Through the pandemic, we've seen a dramatic increase in speeding and stunt driving in our community, right? Like record rates. That's a small example, but a really interesting one to say, like, what has happened? Why are all of a sudden people speeding and stunt driving and taking these, really inappropriate high risk behaviors? That's what happens when we don't channel the angst, the stress, the frustration, the worry, the loneliness, the isolation, the financial burden that we're all carrying. That has to go somewhere. So really what we want people to do is really be honest and be aware of what they're feeling, and know that the more conscious you can make it, then you can actually deal with it. So if you can name it, don't numb it, as the that the hashtag is this year. Don't numb it. Name what you're feeling, because then you can find productive ways of dealing with it. And really just look at the relationships you have with the people close to you, and pay attention to see if you're withdrawing from some of those folks, because that's also sometimes what people do when they're really stressed. They kind of create a little bubble around them. We're already in these bubbles through the pandemic. The last thing you want is an emotional bubble, because really when you're not feeling great, you're stressed, you're worried, you're anxious, not only about now, but the future. You really want to bring people into your bubble, people you trust and love, so that they can support you.
When we're talking about these things, are there simple steps people can take to maybe get started on this journey if they're just really starting to figure out how to get in touch with their emotions?
We've created a new website called Here for Help, here the number 4 and help.ca. If you go onto that website, you'll see a ton of resources that are available. And we've organized them, resources for your kids, for adults, for aging parents or seniors, for employers, for farmers. We've really tried to make it simple for people to get what they need. There's also links on our website, hereforhelp.ca, so that you can link to virtual care programs. For example, there's a great program in Ontario called Bounce Back, and it's about helping you, again, bounce back from a time that you're struggling. And you set your own goal, you have a workbook, and you have a phone coach. And again, something very simple. You do it from your home. It's private, it's confidential, and there's no cost to it. There's all kinds of programs like that that we have listed on our website. Of course, you can always call our Here 24/7 service, which is 1-844-HERE-247. We also have a website, here247.ca, where you can go and find out what we do. But basically, you can call our Here 24/7 literally at any time of the day or night. We're never closed. You can call confidentially, or you can call if you're worried about someone else as well. And there's many, many services and supports. But when in doubt, go to our Here for Help website and certainly call us at 1-844-HERE-247, because we'll be able to walk you through kind of what your needs are and match you to services that are appropriate.
Well, lots going on. Hopefully it'll be a great mental health week and people will be able to start getting real. Thanks so much for joining me, Helen.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Take care and stay safe.